Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome back to the last installment in this sort of series we've been doing here, where we're looking at an overview of the maps for the competitive game modes. We have already covered Hardpoint and Search and Destroy in another video, so this one, as you can tell, we're going to be looking at Control. The three Control maps we have are Highrise, Invasion and Karachi. We're going to be taking a look at those, finding some, maybe giving my overview, insights and initial thoughts on the maps, as well as providing a little bit of very broad tactics, which will hopefully ensure that you win more games when MW3 Ranked play comes out. It's just a bit of a taster of probably what's to come. I will be doing a deep analysis of each and every map when MW3 Ranked play does come out, including spawn points, line of sights, jump spots, creddy spots, those sort of things. Make sure you sub to the channel if those are all things you are interested in. So let's kick it off with Highrise. So Highrise has two main spawn points. This is offense here. Blue team are offense and red team are defense. You've got one sort of next to this oil tank, which is the A point, which is just under the helicopter pad, and the other one is where the bomb site is, which is B. First things first, this is going to be a horrendous map to play on offense. The spawns are pretty much always going to be in, for blue, it's always going to be in this sort of side of the map. For red, always going to be this side of the map in this building, and there are three ways to exit the building from a face value, so those three places here on each side. So it's really going to be easy to get spawn traps. This is a map where you're going to have to play for your kills first and then take the point, take the route and just spawn trap them in. So let's say, for example, you've got a couple of team in red pushed out wherever they want to be, and blue team are sort of meeting them halfway. As soon as blue team get their kills, let's say they're here, I don't know where they will be, let's say they get the kills and they start to spawn back here, they need to then push up and then progress. And once they hold ready for the next wave of kills, almost like they're playing zombies at some point, and then kill them, because realistically there's only certain ways they can come. So as soon as you get those initial kills, you then push forward and then block them in further. Because don't forget, Control is a game of kills and deaths as much as that is collecting the points. The only weird route on this map is the underground route. So from both sides, so blue team spawns over here off the rip, and red team spawns over here. From both sides there's an underground route here and here, and let me just undo all these other bits. So there's an underground route here and here. Red has the defense team has the upper hand here, where basically they can get underground far quicker, whereas the blue team have got to run all the other side of the map and then get underground, so they probably meet them about there. So red team can get pretty much here by the time and watch this cut before they even get there, so they do have the advantage to that level. But as well as those three entrances, which is what I said here, people just need to be aware that they can flank underneath, and they can even go all the way into the spawn and spawn trap them, spawn them there, and then spawn trap them there. So you just do have to be really careful and have someone, almost at least one person on the team, watching over this sort of area, just to make sure that no one can flank and you're not sort of getting caught out by surprises. Realistically, there are 4 routes they can get out, including this bottom path. So there's 4 people per team. This should be an easy hold. But yeah, overall insight into Highrise Control, it's going to be a very kill hoary map. It's going to be a spawn trapping map, and you're going to have to win your long range gunfights. This is going to be AR dominant. The ARs are going to take over on this map. We're now take a look at Invasion. Now, this is one I have seen played competitively. If you guys don't follow the CDL, it's worth doing so just to see how this plays out. Red team are on defense, blue team are on offense. The 2 points are near the broken building where you can get in the roof bit here, and the A point is in the bathroom section over near the street. This whole A side is really hard to break. So all it takes is a couple of ARs to be, in this general vicinity, and you've just got to fight this long street, and it's going to just be gunfights taken along there. It's really hard to break. The one thing I would suggest is take routes. So if you're a blue team and you're on offense and you're trying to capture A, let's say A is the only one you need to get, taking routes through P1, gunning people from an off angle, or taking routes through mid, and then traveling around into the spawn would be advisable, because realistically, if all you're going to do is constantly run up the street, you're going to be walking into ARs, and they can be sat on a heady here. You've got to move out of cover to get to the A point at the end of the day. They're just going to beam you like that. What I would suggest on this map is splitting their what do you call it? I don't know. Splitting their interest, let's say. So you want someone, maybe solo player, capping B, if they can get to it at least. This will deter people from fully sending towards A on defense, meaning that you can pretty much then, as soon as they're a little bit more focused towards the B site, you can then capture A. But what I have seen, and it's a strat I do like, and I will be using, so this is a bit of a pre-strat for you guys, is go for A first. A is by far the hardest one to get. If you look at B here, for us, let's say we're on blue team here, there's so many easy routes to get to blue. You can poo through ice cream here, there's a tank heady here, there's another heady there. And as soon as you start pushing up this side of the map, the red team actually start to spawn all the way out here. So blue B point is actually far easier to get. So I'd advise, if you want an easy pick, to get that first. But that is exactly why I wouldn't get that first. Whilst you have 2 points to get, and you can use B as like a backup plan if you need to. So let's say plan A, plan B, for example. If you send all 4 people on offense to A, you might just stand a chance. Realistically, if we're talking logically here, unless they're hacking, A team are maybe going to send 2 people A point, 1 sort of mid, and 1 watching B. That's probably the setup I would have if I was on defense. Realistically, these 4 people here will only really have to compete to 2, maybe 3 at most people here. So as long as they get trades, as long as they start to beam people off their heady, as long as there's team shoot, they can then all get on the point. These guys will then spawn back here. And then pretty much you can guarantee that you can have 1 guy sitting back watching the cross. But that's what I would do, is heavily play this side of the map first, see if you can get A. If not, if you put enough pressure this side and you draw the enemy team over here, you'll end up spawning over here anyway, which means you've got a direct route to B and it's an easy cap. So A is, for me, it's going to be my plan A, in that if you can get this, great. B is the easier one to get, and you're gonna have a better chance at winning the map. So yeah, there's a bit of my initial thoughts. For me, again, ARs are going to be dominant, mainly because there are so many headers you can get on all across the map. Every single one of these rectangles is a heady, pretty much. And to get to A is a long line of sight. To get to B, I mean, if you're pushed up this far, is a long line of sight. Yeah, the subs can go wild in DVD, in P1, in Mannequin, or Rugs, whatever you guys want to call it, and play around the sort of mid-tank area. But realistically, they're useless around the outskirts everywhere else. Finally, we take a look at Karachi. Now, from a spectator standpoint, Karachi is very entertaining to watch because it has one almost pretty easy hill to get. I'm saying hill, hard control point, whatever you guys want to call it, but I'm calling it hill for now. But just so you guys know what I mean a capture point. A is smack bang in the middle. It's P1 on hard point, and there's pretty much a cross to here, headies here, all the way around. So you can pretty much, this whole thing is a heady pretty much. So you can, you've got a decent amount of cover there. It's fairly easy to get, especially considering you can have people, up top third, just watching over you. You can then have a teammate, bridge, making sure they can't get flanked. And then you can have someone sort of watching this mid-cut, watching this cross. And then this guy can just do whatever he wants. He can play rogue in green or do whatever. But realistically, A is the easier one to capture. Now, if we take a look at B, B is in this barbershop or diner, whatever you guys want to call it. Off defense spawn, as you can see, very, very, very close to the objective. This is much, again, this is going to be the harder one to capture. And for me, that's why I'm going to be going for that, for the exact same reason. If you can get people to push up to red and blue team stay alive, these red team here are going to be spawning out by this truck, which means that if you can get kills whilst being pushed up to B, and even if you have a player playing this back alley bit and just playing annoying, this player staying alive by themselves will ensure that the red team or defense team spawn all the way back here, which means they've got to either hop up the top, run and then play top AC, run down back alley, or run down over to the jump up spot here. So you've really, knowing where they're spawning, i.e. here, means they've only got 1, 2, and maybe 3 ways they can come to the point if they need to get there urgently. They can obviously take routes through here and round there, but this is the general way you got to watch this area, and you're going to be cutting off most of their points. So realistically, once you do get control of B, you can have someone watching the hop up, you can have someone in the point watching this alley and then top AC, and you can have someone just sat top red, being careful, watching the mid, doing what needs to be done. But realistically, that is, sorry, I'm just clearing the scribbles. This is going to be the harder point to get, but once you do get control over this B point, you are going to be laughing because they're going to be coming from only a few angles. As far as meta is concerned, whether this is going to be SMG heavy or AR heavy, I believe this is going to be the most mixed map for control. this hard point here, this control point is very mixy, especially playing in this little cubby all around this back alley. SMGs are going to be able to go rogue here. SMGs can go rogue in red, they can go rogue in green, they can push up top plat and everything. SMGs can just play really annoying in their spawn in this general sort of area. Over here, sorry, it's getting really messy now. Over here, and you can have someone just going rogue, especially with Dead Silence being a perk now, or covert sneakers. You can just have someone going rogue with an SMG, killing people off spawn, being that really difficult player, while these guys are trying to just come out of their spawn. So yeah, it's advisable, in my opinion, even if let's say you've got 4 people pushed out, and you're taking gunfights across the map. If you kill one of them, they'll spawn back there. That makes this guy valuable, because this guy is then gonna, this guy's gonna be sprinting full force throughout one of these areas. This guy can just play for him, and as long as they're staying alive and playing their life, they're gonna be making it very difficult. They're gonna make these people turn, maybe come back to help, and every time this offense team gets a kill, these guys spawn in and are going to have to deal with a rogue SMG guy running around. So it is very much an SMG map in that respect, but the ARs are still going to have to cut off the angles. To defend A, there's all sorts of angles to defend it. So ARs are going to be bold there. And similarly, when you're playing red, you can see the whole cross pretty much from red to B from their spawn. So ARs are going to play their part, but SMGs are going to be a little bit more I don't know, functional on the map compared to the other 2 maps we've looked at. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you've got a little bit of an insight. I will be doing a proper breakdown of spawns on Control, as well as spots and stuff on the map, which I've sort of already glazed over. So make sure you guys sub to the channel if that's something you're interested in. This has just been an overview, but if you do have any questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and I will get back to you shortly. For your info, if you want to have a look at this map, this website yourself, it's just tacmaps.gg. It's completely free, and you can select on any sorts of game modes, and you can, plan strats with your team or do whatever you need to do. So yeah, that's all from me. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.